Welcome back to Esthetics Magazine. Find more skincare resources at aestheticsmagazine.com. In today's episode, we will be discussing anatomy and the building blocks of the human body. Building blocks of the human body. In the human body, the cell is the most basic unit of life. Each cell is a self-contained living entity, and many types of cells have particular, individual functions they fulfill for the body. Tissues are groups of cells that work together to perform a particular function. Tissues form the various structures of the body. Muscle, the lining of the internal organs, the brain and spinal cord, and the skin covering the surface of the body are all made up of tissues. An organ is a complete and independent part of the body that has a specific function. Each of our body systems contains organs that are made up of different specialized tissues. These organs are organized in the body in such a way that they all work together to perform a larger function too. Finally, we have body systems, which are groups of organs and tissues that work together to perform important jobs for the body. Each of our organs in our body is part of at least one body system. By classifying our systems in this way, we can better understand the complex interplay between different elements of the body and the ways body systems help us to stay healthy. These concepts, a discussion of the human structure down to the cellular level, and an examination of the various levels of organization in the body, from the cell to the systems, are essential to our health. This knowledge is also integral to our study of aesthetics, the strategies behind different treatments used in aesthetics, and the ways in which we seek to preserve and improve the appearance and health of the skin. Cells. Every cell in the human body needs oxygen. It's used to break down food molecules in the cells to produce energy. The breaking down of food molecules to produce energy is called cell respiration. Every living thing needs energy to survive. Cells also have waste materials. Cell respiration produces carbon dioxide and water as waste products. In addition to cell respiration, waste products may be produced from other activities taking place in the cell. For example, some proteins in the cell may no longer be useful because of some type of damage. As a result, the cell can use energy from cell respiration to make new proteins to replace the damaged proteins and package up the damaged proteins as waste. Every now and then, the cell will make new vacuoles to hold the waste products until it can be destroyed or removed from the cell. This process is called secretion. Every cell has a precise job to do in the body and behaves in a certain way to help maintain homeostasis. The vacuole is a storage container in the cell. The mitochondria are rod-shaped structures. They are often called the powerhouses of a cell and aid in cell respiration. Mitochondria are found in both plant and animal cells. They also have their own sets of DNA and are inherited only from the mother. The nucleus is found in the middle of the cell. It is always the largest part of the cell and is seen in every cell in the human body except for red blood cells. The nucleus serves as the brain of the cell, directing all activities. Inside the nucleus, there is a hereditary material called DNA. This chemical controls the activities of the cell. The nuclear membrane surrounds the nucleus and has small openings to allow material to enter and leave the nucleus. The material found in the nucleus, called nucleoplasm, is similar to the cytoplasm. The cell membrane, for example, is the outermost part of the cell that keeps the cell together. The cell membrane is semipermeable, meaning it is able to decide what can come in and out of the cell. The cytoplasm is a jelly-like substance that is constantly moving within the cell. It contains all the parts a cell needs to complete the life processes. Cells are the basic structural and functional units of the human body. They are often called the building blocks of life. The adult human body is made up of billions of cells. Cells vary in terms of size, shape, and function. For example, cells that make up the human brain would be different in shape and size from the cells that make up the human skin. While there are many different types of cells, they commonly have the same structure with some exceptions. Tissues. Tissues are collections of similar cells and the substances surrounding them. They are organized to perform a specific function. While tissues may be constant in a number of body systems, there are 4 types of tissue: epithelial, connective, nerve, and muscle, that are found throughout the body. Epithelial tissue covers the internal and external surfaces of the body. two forms of this tissue exist: covering and lining epithelium, the external surfaces of the body and the internal surfaces of organs, while glandular epithelium forms the secreting portions of glands. Connective tissue supports and connects body organs and helps to distribute nutrients to these organs. Examples of this type of tissue include fat, blood, bone, cartilage, and lymph tissue. Nerve tissue is made up of different types of nerve cells, all of which carry electrical messages through the body. This tissue can be found in the brain, spinal column, and nerves. Finally, muscle tissue is specialized for contraction. There are 3 different types of muscle: skeletal or voluntary, which is attached to bones and helps with body motions; smooth or involuntary, which is found in the walls of organs and structures such as the stomach, intestines, and blood vessels; and cardiac muscles, which are found only in the heart. By describing the function of each of the 4 main tissue types and providing examples of where they may be found in the body, the student will be able to begin to apply their knowledge to the many referenced body systems and organs that will be covered throughout the book. Organs are made up of different tissues organized into larger structures. Organs are structures that perform a specialized task. For example, the heart is an organ that pumps blood through the body. Every organ has a unique structure that is adapted for its job. The heart has thick muscular walls and valves that make it very good at pumping blood around the body, whereas the lungs are made up of tiny air sacs that present a big surface area for gaseous exchange. Some organs, like the stomach, are large and easily recognizable. Others are hidden inside our body, like the liver. The liver is the largest internal organ and is involved in many processes such as making bile and breaking down harmful substances. Every organ in your body has a unique purpose and structure. When healthcare professionals talk about organ structure, they often talk about it in terms of tissues and histological organization. Histological organization refers to the way in which the different tissue types are arranged within a particular organ in order to carry out that specialized function of the organ. Muscularis externa is a specific dense irregular tissue found within the GI tract that causes the muscle to contract when signals are sent from the nervous system. However, histological and specialized organization refers to how, for example, a collection of cells with a specialized purpose, like a tissue, is arranged with other tissue types in order to fulfill the specialized role of the organ as a whole. Organs can be made of complex structures. For example, your stomach may have over 30 individual and distinct tissue types that are arranged into a highly organized structure that is specialized to the stomach's function in the digestive system. But some of the components of an organ can themselves be considered an organ. For example, your skin is an organ made up of many different tissue types and several layers of cells. Although from a histological perspective it has more of a simple structure than some other organs. Organ systems. The human body is made up of 11 distinct and complex systems. These include the integumentary system, muscular system, skeletal system, nervous system, endocrine system, cardiovascular system, lymphatic system, respiratory system, digestive system, urinary system, and reproductive system. Each of these systems comprises a variety of different organs and structures that work together as a whole to perform a defined function. When a number of organs and structures are grouped together to perform a function, they form an organ system. An organ system is a collection of organs that work together to perform a specific function, and so is a higher level of organization than an individual organ. The different organ systems each have defined functions, but they also work together in harmony for the well-being of the whole body. For example, the cardiovascular, respiratory, urinary, and digestive systems all work together for the purpose of nutrient and waste exchange in the body. This is quite typical in that many of the systems rely on the interrelationship between each other to work efficiently. Also, it is important to remember that each system of the body does not work in isolation. It is maintained by the other systems of the body and the two main extrinsic control systems, the nervous and endocrine systems. The human body is a dynamic, finely tuned unit that relies on all its systems working together to maintain a healthy state, which is required for life, both in the short term and the long term. It's time to level up your skincare product expertise. Are you confident explaining vitamins A, C, and E to your clients? Stop guessing. Get the Essential Guide by Greg Resha. Understanding Vitamins in Skincare is available now at aestheticsmagazine.com.